Hello everyone, welcome to week 5 of my journey to the stage vlog on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching, supporting, asking questions and giving me the motivation to carry on. I really do appreciate it. So as the title suggests, Father's Day, wanting to quit and injuries gives you sort of an idea what my week last week was sort of like. It started really well. Monday checked in and no scales. I'm not weighing in because I think it puts me off and puts you off generally and just really messes with your mind. So I'm not weighing in on that. I finally, as I put on social media last week, that I could see a change in me, development in certain areas I've been lacking, and just generally see that the change was fantastic. And I understand that people, clients and people say, well, I can't see the change myself. People comment all the time saying, wow, yeah, I can see you lost weight and stuff like that, which is not my goal is weight loss, it's fat loss. But obviously when you're dieting down for a show, you are going to lose size. And that's really good, but they haven't seen what's underneath the t-shirt yet. But I can see myself in the mirror daily. And last Monday, I really saw the change, and I did a progress photo, and I looked back and I thought, wow, okay, now game on, it's on. So week 5 went really well, starting off. Training was quite tough last week, as every other week, but really there's a lot of early starts, a lot of 5:30 a.m. starts, because fitting the training in before clients in the morning, which is great. But it took a turn on Friday, just gone. I ended up pulling a muscle in my lower back. I think it's my QL, my quadriceps lumbum, correct if I'm wrong, or something down the lower back. And I've had a bit of a weakness there for years and years. And it went. Now, I don't think it was the exercise. Well, it went on the exercise, doing T-bar rows. It was the last set. It went click. I thought, oh, there it is. Here we go. Now, I don't think it was that actually started the sort of injury. I may have moved something. When you twist something slightly, it goes. Well, I think that may have just started it, and the row went, and that was it, and game over. So needless to say, I was a bit cheesed off. I was in pain, and the technique was good, but it went. And I was in pain, and I couldn't stand up straight, and then I had to train clients and stuff. But needless to say, I didn't train Friday afternoon or Saturday morning, as in weight training, but I did go to the gym early doors, just do a bit of cardio, steady state cardio on the treadmill, just walking uphill, but I couldn't walk. I couldn't walk uphill on the treadmill because it was sort of pinching my I think my nerve on my lower back. But it was painful and quite discouraging, if I'm honest. And I was like, shit, okay, here we go. Claire was away the weekend, so I had Leo to myself, which is fantastic, obviously. But he's getting heavy now. He wants to be picked up to, put him in the bed and stuff. And I had to sort of refrain, and I had to really think about, right, how can I lift him out of the car seat without sort of hurting my back anymore. I know I got support around me, but in fairness, it was okay. It was painful, but I had to do what I had to do. But my back was hurting, but you can't let anyone show that, can you? So you can't let your little boy, he doesn't understand, he's needed 2, he doesn't understand what pain is yet. Anyway, so diet has been pretty good, well, pretty spot on this week. Dropped my calories a bit because Father's Day was sort of yesterday, and I knew that we were having a takeaway. So I was like, drop my calories during the week so I could account for it and not feel guilty for it. Now, I had it, I enjoyed it. Now we move on and back to it now. It was one meal, and there was cake and chocolate and all that stuff. I didn't have it. I just had the Chinese, chow mein and something else. So, you know, it was lovely. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and now we move on. It's important that I had to have a treat meal occasionally. Notice that I don't say cheat because I was still within my calories for the week. So I was in a deficit, dropped a bit more during the week, and then I accounted for it. You know, there was talk a few weeks ago that I wasn't going to do it, but I thought, no, I'm going to do it because I wanted to be part of the social and family thing, and I wanted to do it, and it was very important, and I enjoyed it. Now we move on. I woke up this morning feeling good myself, although my back was a bit in pain. But you know, I normally after, if I overindulge in food, especially like, you know, takeaways or too much food, I feel really bloated on Monday. But I refrained. I had what I had on my plate. It was quite a big portion from what I've been used to eating all week, but I felt good this morning. I felt lean. I felt good. I felt strong. Went training against the advice of Rich and my wife, really, but I thought I'll give it a go. It was difficult. I did it. I didn't go as intensely as normal, or I didn't do all of the exercises as normal. And I'm not going to train this afternoon as well because I think it's too much too soon. I adapted the training so my back was supported, and I did everything a bit differently, a little bit lighter as well, which is also very important as well. So that's, people ask me, what do you do if you're injured? You know, it depends. Now, you know, maybe it depends what you've injured and what you're training and what you can do. You know, if you can walk or jog on a bike, do that. If it's like lower back or arm pain, I'll try and avoid the area as much as possible. When it's lower back, there's not much you can do because you're sort of hinging everything, you know, from that, and you've got to be supportive in your back, and just, that's your core, isn't it? So it depends. Drop the weight, do alternative exercises, try something different, or even take a few days off. If you have a twinge or something like that, definitely take a few days off, which in hindsight, I feel good now. I feel good that I trained, and I feel all right, even though I didn't go as heavy or as intensely or as many sets. I'm feeling okay. But it's when you sit down for so period of time, and sleeping, obviously, your one position sort of seizes up. So I'm going to see how the week goes. I may have a couple of days off this week because I don't want to sort of make it worse and have several weeks off where put myself out of it. Unfortunately, the more intense you train and the more often you train, the more likely that an injury can occur. But we move on. As I said, I'm feeling good this morning after training. I'm feeling okay at the moment. So, but I must admit, the point of these videos are honesty and transparency. So I must admit, over the weekend, and in pain for the first time, I did think about quitting for the first time. Of course I'm not going to, of course not, but the thought entered my head for a split second, oh my God, I can't do this. I felt really peed off with myself, my body, and thinking, oh my God, I felt really old, I felt really unfit, and really just, I thought, right, you know what, throw in a towel. But having a quiet word with myself and looking at Leo, looking at me, the why, the reason, and the motivation came flooding back. It reminded me of a scene in Rocky IV, which I love, by the way, my favourite film, when Apollo Creed died in Rocky's arms, and he looks up at Drago, and Drago looks down at him. If you haven't seen the film, highly recommend it. All the Rocky films and all the Stallone films are brilliant. It came flooding back. I was like, no, I have to do this. Like, I can't just quit because I pulled a bloody muscle on my back. My God, who am I? You know. So it went. It came and went, and we move on. But anyway, enough of that. Here's to another week of training. Maybe less intense. Maybe a couple of days off as well. Because when you injure something, and especially your lower back or any sort of muscle, you've got to try and avoid the area and let it heal, because it's inflamed now, and every sort of now and again it twinges, and I've got to be careful, especially the amount of training I'm doing. 9 sessions a week I'm doing at the moment, and I may have to adapt it, perhaps to even to have a few days off, and perhaps do 4. I've done 1 today now, but we'll see how I am tomorrow morning, and I'll assess it day by day. And if it's not better by the weekend, I'm gonna see my sports massage therapist Wayne to see if he can have a little look at it. But I'm gonna rest up and do as much as I can this week. But it's so easy to give up. You have these setbacks, and you sort of like, you know what, I've had enough. But no way. It's easy to give up. It's easy to say, you know what, I've had a Chinese takeaway now, let's have a pizza tomorrow, let's have this and tomorrow. You know, no. I put myself out there, accountable. I've got, June's like 3 and a bit months left, and we're looking good and feeling good. So, it's time to increase the focus, the nutrition, to really increase it and really focus on it, and the mindset as well. This is so important that I'm so focused right now that I can't really deviate from it. I got my reasons why, I got my motivation, and I'm ready for it. But thank you so much for the support, the questions, and the encouragement, everyone sort of asking and asking questions. I really do appreciate it. It's tough. It's just tough. It's one of the toughest things I've ever done in my life. So let's keep rocking. But thank you for watching. Do you have any questions? Message me on social media. I'm always on there. And I'll be back next week. So hopefully this will be a good week of training, and I'll be checking in with you all next week. Have a great week, and I'll speak to you all soon. Take care.